Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Paranormal Reports. I am Ray, as always, and you know where you are. If you have been watching me for a while, this is basically my channel, where I delve into everything paranormal, some UFO related, alien to do with aliens, the fucking conspiracy theories, Mandela effect, stuff like that. So feel free to come in if you're watching on the over and that. If you're watching on catch up, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And then turn the notification bell on. If you're watching live, please like. Also, feel free to scan this QR code in my corner if you want to be part of the Discord. And let's get started, shall we? So tonight, we're talking about UFO sightings from thousands of years ago that nobody can explain. And by thousands of years ago, I mean like really like before the invention of the plane, before the invention of anything like could go in the air, like or air balloons and stuff like that. So let me know what your subject of your let me know what your thoughts are, because how long have they been there, really, these unexplained phenomenons and that? But basically, think about it. Long before language, before cities, and before like civilization as you know it itself, humans painted what they saw in caves mainly, and in India, Australia, and in Europe, we find weird paintings like. Hang on, I'll try and get these images up for you. I found, because some of these are just weird. Right. Share my screen for you lovely people. Here we go. Here's the first painting in a cave. Like in India, this was. Look how weird that is. Look. Like in India, of all places. Hang on. I'll just do that as a. Yeah, in India, of all places, this one. What are your thoughts on that, everyone? Let me know what you think. Kind of intricate, innit? Looks like as an intricate as a banjo's arse. I'm joking. But seriously, that looks crazy. This is the next one. Look. Like, that's crazy to think that's in caves. Like, look. Look at, and this is in Italy. Look. It's kind of crazy. More. Look. More things found. Look. Look at that. That looks alien-like, doesn't it? Here that was two nucleuses and a sperm. I'm joking. But That is nuts, everyone. No. Look at it. You wouldn't think that these would be in caves, but they are. Literally. Look. Italy again. And the last one, I'm going to find some more and try and find some more on Google, but look at that. It's like kind of crazy. I think it's France, the one that which is kind of interesting me. The other one in France. There's another one that kind of look, see? Like what the hell? Look. Aborigines, look, I've done it, look. Look. France, soldier. There is so many. You wouldn't think that okay. That's kind of crazy one. It's like he's getting anally probed. Look, more. Look. Look. There's literally so many of them. Why is there so many? If we were like bullshitting and that, you know what? It's crazy, isn't it? And these cave like images are from like I said, are from the first human species of the world, like or after people like we have Aborigines and that. They all can't be telling us lies. Like it's kind of crazy. There's no communication between them across the world, and that there's nothing going. They couldn't go phone up the phone. They couldn't pick up a phone and go, "Oh, by the way, can you do something like this? Because we're doing something like this over here in Peru, but can you do something like this in Italy? Because we want you to say that we look the same." They couldn't do any of that. That's what I'm saying. So they must have had something happen to each of them. It's like there's no the same shapes everywhere. So yeah, they couldn't, like I said, they couldn't pick up a phone and that and dial or something. But like I said, this is where it gets crazy as well. Ancient people have basically like they didn't just draw things. They decided to describe them, and in I believe it's the Hindu text, ain't on Sanskrit, yeah, Sanskrit epic of India, the Mahabharata, right? There is something in there called Vimanas, right? Or Vimanas, right? And you're probably wondering what the heck Vimanas is, right? And I'm going to show you now. Hang on. The Vimanas is this thing. Look at it. That ain't man-made. Not for when them Texas were around, you know. Literally, Jen. This wouldn't have been around when the Sanskrit epic of like India was going around, because that book. Hang on. Look. From Hindu text and everything, look. 1650, see? 1650. They were describing it, look, see? Sculpture of it, look. That is nuts, everyone. So basically, this Vimanas or Vimana or whatever you want to pronounce it. Sorry, everyone, for the pronunciation. Move in all directions. They hover in the air and they travel vast distances. Basically, the same thing also appeared in the Bible with Ezekiel, where he described a blazing object descending from the sky with wheels within wheels and movement in every direction. And that is crazy. That is crazy. Now, because I don't know, that technology is basically amazing and incredible, but as someone who was trying to explain technology that they didn't understand right, like it was a blazing object descending from the sky with wheels within wheels and movement in every direction. That is crazy, right? And then something changes, everyone, because people stop describing single objects and start describing conflicts in the sky. In 1561, in the German city of Nuremberg, right? This is the crazy part. Nuremberg was a site of something spectacular. And I'll tell you about that now. But if you look at Nuremberg, it's the largest city, or in Franconia. Some of the architecture in Nuremberg is amazing. But like I said, in 1561, at dawn, hundreds of witnesses saw spheres, cylinders, and cross-shaped objects moving erratically, colliding, fighting. Some even appeared to fall to earth in smoke. A broadsheet recorded the event, describing that these objects have fought for over an hour. And that is the crazy part. Look at that, look. Look, as the sun rose on April 4 in 1561 over the German city of Nuremberg, the residents saw what they described as some kind of aerial battle take place in its glare. The orbs crossed the cylinder, look, see? Between 4 and 5 a.m., look. And they described it in detail, look. Look. Feel free to go read it, but that is incredible. Like, it's incredible the stuff that is going on, right? Modern historians say that it could be atmospheric, like sun dogs. But here's the issue: sun dogs don't fight each other. And you don't know what a sun dog is. Basically, sun dogs are basically like a mock sun, and something like this. That is what you would class as a sun dog. Look. And I don't think that would be sun dog. So what did Nuremberg see that night, that early hours of the morning? You didn't know what, Jen? True. I didn't know until I done my research for this particular thing, right? Which is even more than that. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty like me. But yeah, so what did Nuremberg actually see, everyone? What did Nuremberg, Germany, see on that between the hours of 4 and 5 a.m.? Because I've got a thing here if you want to read it all about the actual text that people read described. If you want me to put it in Discord, I will. And basically, it's just crazy to think. But I ain't the only instance, everyone, because you know what happened? Oh, I'll put it in the Discord for you, sweetheart. No. Well, I'll put the actual text in. There you go. I'll put in the Secrets of the Stars for everyone. There you go. That is crazy, everyone. Like, to read. Just feel free to read that. But like I said, 5 years later, though, in Switzerland, but not in Germany this time, we're going down to Switzerland to Basel, or whatever you want to pronounce the thing. And another city witnesses something very similar. But the witnesses describe cities turn the sky turned with blood red, black spheres moved rapidly, and objects appearing to interact or fight. Pamphlets recorded that these spheres moved in groups and clashed in the sky. Which is nuts. And it's actually on Wikipedia, funny enough. Everyone. Look. A series of mass signs of celestial phenomena occurred in 1566 above Basel, Switzerland. Look at that. Look. Stuff like this makes me so fucking excited. Like, it's incredible that stuff like this. The phenomenon has been interpreted by some ufologists to be a sky battle between UFOs. Exactly. What else could black spirits do on a blood red sky, you know? Look, and there's the text on the broadsheet again, look. It happened in 1566 three times, on the 27th and 28th of July, and then again on the 7th of August, or August 7th. Against the sunrise and sunset, we saw strange shapes in the sky above Basel. During the year 1566, on the 27th of July, as the sun had shone warm on the clear, bright skies, at then around 9 p.m., it suddenly took a different shape and colour. Look at that, look. It's crazy, everyone. Like, what the fuck is going on? And these are people that didn't have, like I said, didn't have telephones, didn't have internet, so they didn't know what was going on in other cities. Like, they had no idea what was going on over there. You know, newspapers weren't even a thing. And that's broadsheets were like the newspapers of the day, but even then you wouldn't get them from so it's crazy, isn't it? Right, but then this is where it gets crazier. Obviously, I talked about Anunnaki previously, that they've come from the sky and gave knowledge to us and stuff. And there's also another group of gods. They call themselves the Quetzalcoatl. A major deity in Aztec mythology, actually, as well. Exactly, sweetheart. It's fascinating. Right. It arrived from the sky, this Quetzalcoatl, a taught civilization and promised to return. Right? So I want everyone to ask this question in their heads and see what kind of answer they get, right? If you saw advanced technology thousands of years ago, what would you call it? Because I wouldn't call it a spaceship. I would have called it divine intervention. Like something so magnificent coming into the sky. Like you're just going about your day, bloody pounding the missus or whatever, or you're ploughing the lawn or the cows or whatever. And then all of a sudden you get message and then you get something come down like that. It would be incredible, wouldn't it? And the thing is, you wouldn't tell anyone else, because why would you want to tell? You couldn't go out and walk about 5 miles to tell your friend, because you'd be like stunned. So you'd be like, I can't tell anyone this. This is only happening in our area. You know what I mean? Right. But if you think about it, stuff happens in a similar pattern. There's more in ancient times and stuff. So feel free to look at the signs of ancient times, everyone. Right. Now, but the pattern continues in modern times. 1966, the year England won the World Cup. Thank you, Sir Jeff Hurst. I'm saying Sir Jeff Hurst because he deserves to be a sir. He is a sir. He deserves to be a sir because of all the fucking World Cup goals. Oh, right. There was a school in Australia that witnessed activity of a silver disc-shaped craft that was witnessed by students and teachers seen descending and hovering before disappearing. This was known as the West All UFO, and the actual date it happened was on April the 6th, 1966, in Clayton South, which is a suburb in Melbourne. Right, 200 plus people saw it at 11 a.m. in the morning. And that ain't all. Because 40 years later, in Illinois, at the O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, 12 airline employees witnessed a metallic object hovering over a gate in the airport. And this is the funny thing. There's no radar detection at all that was pinging off this object to notify their radio control what was going on. but it was dismissed as weather. But yet, 12 people saw it on November the 7th, 2006. But the funny thing is, and this is where the funny thing is, it wasn't reported in the media until January 2007 by the Chicago Tribune or Chicago Tribune. Literally. So basically, here's where it stops being ancient history and becoming the right now. Governments around the world have quietly admitted that these objects have existed. They call them UAPs, your unidentified aerial phenomena. America's come out in the last few years and been more open and saying that we need to let the public know about this. We're still transparent here in the UK. We've got that. I've got that app, and a few people I've told I've got the app Enigma. Feel free to download it to check on UFO or UAP sightings, and it's incredible what you find. And some of the videos and images on there are incredible. Is what makes it terrifying, though. They show no visible propulsion whatsoever. They can outmaneuver even the best military aircraft that we have to this date. They appear across multiple countries. Scientists and governments are studying them actively, acknowledging that they don't fully understand what they are. Right? But let this sink in. Right? And this is where you're going to get crazy. London is one of the top hotspots in the UK for sightings. So let that sink in, right? It's happening over our heads right now. We could go. There's a Black Knight satellite I was telling everyone about that's beaming stuff back to the Boreatus. You know, that thing that Philly Carson was on about. Right. So, what is going on? What is going on? Do you think ancient people saw aliens, or do you think they saw something else? Why do these descriptions stay consistent over a period of time? And if they are, and if this is all real, what do they want? Do they want to come check on our progression? Do they want to see how far we're going to be a threat, or how far off we are going to be from being a threat? Like, what the fuck is going on? Because something's got to be going on. Exactly, darling. The consistency is too alike to be made up. Like, what the hell is going on in the world? Why can't we just have the truth from our government and scientists? Say that they're studying stuff. Say that they want us to research these phenomena to see if they could take the technology or even develop the technology. Because there's people out there, whistleblowers, that are saying that the Roswell UFO has given us some technological advancements. Where? But again, we don't know, do we? down in them places, they might have the best technology ever money would ever buy, but they won't release it to us to use. Like if you think about it, NASA, for example, NASA has the fastest internet in the entire world that people can use. I know Japan have developed a faster one, but I mean in a public place, right? NASA can basically, you could go connect to their Wi-Fi, and you'd be fucking the best person in the fucking world, wouldn't you? Because you could download a game in 2 fucking seconds. You could fucking stream multiple things and not get worrying about buffering or whatever. Like, what the hell? Like, that internet's not even out yet to us. The NASA internet. We're just getting fiber internet now where we can just get, like, I don't know, a certain amount of speeds now. But NASA is up, like, there. We're about here. You know what I mean? So how else would NASA know what to do? Yeah, I know they've got brainiacs working for them, but they're the same brainiacs that they could tell people, oh, this is how you could get a fast internet, but they don't. Why? And I'm not rude. If you look at some paintings, I'm one of the first videos I've done on my channel for Secrets of the Stars. I talked about paintings in the Renaissance era, and there's a painting. If you look, I'll try and get it up now. So you know what I mean. So this is a weird painting, everyone. Not a second. Let's try and find this painting, everyone. Feel free to like and subscribe if you're new here and talk. I mean, right. Literally, Tam. They can't tell us anything, and it's bullshit. Hang on. Where's this painting? Right. Right. I'm zooming in now. This is a Renaissance painting of the Palazzo Vecchio in Italy. Can anyone spot what's in this painting? Bingo! Right here. Because this guy's looking at it. And there's also that stuff over here. But why are you painting that in the Renaissance era of painting? And this is happening in happening. You wouldn't be painting it, would you? No. And there's another one. Literally. And there's one more painting that's even weirder. This one. This is a 536-year-old painting. Look at the detail here. UFO beam in that and coming through. Look. No other stuff as well, obviously. But UFO again. You know what I mean? And what the fuck's going on, everyone? Why are there UFO paintings from the Renaissance era? Here. If the UFO and stuff ain't real, then why are these paintings showing it then, eh? Can anyone tell me why you think they were painting them? If it ain't real? It makes you wonder, bro. Exactly, but how would they know what they look like? And then another one I want you to see. Let's see if I can find it now. No, that's the one. Can anyone spot a UFO in this painting? Or UFOs? Because I know people will say they look like clouds, but don't it look a bit too UFO-y to look like clouds? Exactly. It's exactly how I imagine UFOs to look like today. And hang on. Right. Does anyone know who this handsome chap is? And not just me. I mean him. Does anyone know who he is? This is the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony, John Winthrop, and he recorded the first ever recorded UFO sighting in 1639. Literally, Cam. It's like Atlantis. Think about Atlantis. We're only on our third cycle as a go around. Literally, Cam. Yeah, this is John Winthrop. 1639, he recorded the first ever UFO sighting. And this is what he said, right? I'll tell you. He said that he. All of a sudden, a green light came into view, and that the light both hovered and flew at high speed back and forth between their vessel and the village of Charlestown, 2 miles away. And Winthrop described it as, when it stood still, it flamed up and was about 3 yards square. When it ran, it contracted into the figure of a spine. It ran as swift as an arrow towards Charlton Sick and up and down for about 2 to 3 hours. And captivated by the sight, him and his companions watched the speeding light for hours. Yet the strangest part of the story still awaited them, right? According to Winthrop's account, the men watched the light event, and they would come down in their lighter boat about a mile, pushed by the tide. Yet when the light vanished, the men realised their boat had returned to its original location, and they had no memory of rolling against the tide or dropping anchor. And they speculate that this light transported them back to the start. Oh, yeah. There you go, everyone. So if humans from prehistoric caves to Renaissance skies to ancient texts and even to modern pilots of today, and they've all seen the same thing, and they have all seen the same thing, then maybe the real question we shouldn't be asking is, are UFOs real? We should be asking, why have they been here the entire time watching us? Because they are there everywhere. Why have they been there watching us the entire time? I'll leave it there for you on that cliffhanger. You can leave it in the text on the comment section if you've got an answer. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching tonight. Big love to you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on because you don't want to miss anything. And I'm going to be chilling out now in Discord, by the way, everyone who's on the live. But yeah. Thank you so much, like I said, for everyone tuning in. Big love to you all. Like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on again. Put your thoughts in the comment section. And I'll see you all later on. Bye-bye, everyone.